In the golden age of Hollywood, glamour often masked chaos, and nowhere was that clearer than in the lives of stars who couldn't part ways with their liquor. Behind the camera flashes and red carpets, some of the most beloved actors were constantly drunk, sometimes to the point of barely functioning on set. These 10 stories blend tragedy, scandal, and shocking honesty. Which one surprises you the most? Number 1. Richard Burton, Shakespeare with a Scotch. Welsh actor Richard Burton was as famous for his booming voice as he was for his staggering alcohol intake. By the 1960s, he was reportedly drinking more than a liter of vodka a day. Director Tony Palmer recalled that Burton could recite Hamlet flawlessly while completely drunk. Burton himself once joked, "I've had 12 pints and 12 whiskeys, I think I'm starting to feel it." His turbulent marriage to Elizabeth Taylor was fueled by passion and booze. Taylor once locked him in a room to force sobriety before filming. Yet on the set of Cleopatra, 1963, he often arrived so drunk he couldn't stand upright. Despite multiple attempts at rehab, Burton remained in alcohol's grip until his death in 1984. Could the greatest voice of his generation have survived without the bottle? Number 2. Judy Garland, pills by day, booze by night. Judy Garland, the face of MGM's golden age, was a tragic example of Hollywood's ruthless treatment of its stars. Beginning at age 13, MGM executives fed her diet pills to keep her thin and barbiturates to help her sleep. As she matured, alcohol became her way to numb the exhaustion and pressure. By her 30s, she was mixing gin and sleeping pills, often arriving late or incoherent on set. During A Star is Born, 1954, the production stalled repeatedly because Garland would disappear to her dressing room for hours, later found passed out on the floor. Her weight fluctuated wildly, and crew members said she was frequently seen sipping straight gin from a thermos. Even at 10 a.m. co-star James Mason said, "When Judy was sober, she was brilliant. When she drank, she disappeared." Her third husband Sid Luft wrote in his memoir that Garland would cry uncontrollably after drinking, calling herself a ruined child. Her final years were filled with debts, cancelled shows, and public collapses. She died at 47 in a London flat, from an overdose of barbiturates, her body too weak to survive one more drink. Was Hollywood complicit in destroying its brightest star? Number 3. Peter O'Toole, drunk on and off screen. Legendary actor Peter O'Toole once said, "I did quite enjoy the days when one went for a beer at one's local in Paris and woke up in Corsica." His alcoholism was both legend and curse. During Lawrence of Arabia, 1962, O'Toole was frequently drunk off camera and occasionally on it. He was once hospitalized with pancreatitis from alcohol poisoning but refused to stop drinking. In a single sitting, he allegedly downed a bottle of whiskey, a bottle of gin, and 14 bottles of wine. When doctors told him he'd die if he kept drinking, he replied, "Then I'll die." Amazingly, he survived long enough to make a full career comeback in the 2000s. How did he live so long while drinking like he wanted to die? Number 4. Ava Gardner, Beauty and the Bottle. Known as one of the most beautiful women in Hollywood, Ava Gardner was also one of the heaviest drinkers. She once said, "I made it as a star dressing like a lady and acting like a man." And that included drinking like one. Gardner could reportedly drink Frank Sinatra under the table, and would often begin her mornings with bourbon. On the set of The Sun Also Rises, 1957, she was said to be drunk by lunch and violent by dinner. Friends worried about her isolation, as she preferred drinking alone in her Madrid apartment, chain-smoking, and blasting jazz records until dawn. Her final years were a shadow of her prime, marked by ill health and solitude. Number 5. W.C. Fields, a flask in every pocket. Comedian W.C. Fields was rarely seen without a drink or several. His breakfast allegedly included a pitcher of martinis, and he kept flasks hidden all over film sets. Fields famously claimed he didn't drink water because fish F*** in it. During Never Give a Sucker an Even Break, 1941, he drank so heavily he couldn't remember his lines, relying on cue cards and creative editing. He was even banned from certain studios for showing up drunk and insulting directors. Yet despite the chaos, he remained one of the highest-paid comic actors of the 1930s. His liver gave out in 1946, and his last words were reportedly, "I'm looking for loopholes." Number 6. Errol Flynn, Rum and Rebellion. The original swashbuckler, Errol Flynn, lived and drank like one of his pirate characters. He consumed rum by the bottle, chased it with champagne, and maintained his reputation as a man who never turned down a drink or a dare. His autobiography was titled My Wicked, Wicked Ways for a reason. On the set of The Adventures of Don Juan, 1948, he was reportedly so intoxicated he fell downstairs mid-scene, which producers had to write into the script. Flynn also brought women and booze into his trailer, causing frequent production delays. His liver was twice the normal size when he died in 1959 at just 50. Number 7. Elizabeth Taylor, Drunk with Diamonds. Elizabeth Taylor, known for her violet eyes and fiery love life, also had a long battle with the bottle. She admitted to mixing vodka with Coca-Cola during morning shoots and sipping it through perfume bottles to hide it from directors. Her third husband, Mike Todd, enabled her drinking, but it worsened after his tragic death in 1958. Taylor entered the Betty Ford Clinic in 1983, making headlines as one of the first celebrities to seek rehab publicly. Even so, she relapsed multiple times. Taylor reportedly said, "The problem with people who have no vices is that you can be pretty sure they're going to have some pretty annoying virtues." Number 8. Dean Martin, the drunk act that wasn't always acting. Dean Martin's entire stage persona was that of a lovable drunk, slurring words, drink in hand, wooing women with a wink. While some insisted it was just an act, insiders knew he often drank real whiskey on stage and on set. During Rat Pack shows in Vegas, he would down half a bottle of Jack Daniels before performing. Martin claimed to prefer being relaxed while filming, which meant being buzzed at all times. Though he lived longer than most on this list, he never fully gave up the booze, and the slurred charm never really disappeared. Number 9. Nicolas Cage, method acting or drunken madness. Nicolas Cage's wild persona isn't just an internet meme, it's rooted in years of bizarre behavior, often fueled by alcohol. While filming Leaving Las Vegas, 1995, Cage reportedly got drunk for real before key scenes to portray his alcoholic character with authenticity. But the drinking didn't stop when the cameras did. Cage was arrested for public intoxication in 2011 and accused of violent drunken outbursts in private. In interviews, he's admitted to drinking mezcal with mushrooms and once bought a two-headed snake while intoxicated. Unlike others, Cage insists he's now sober, but many question how much of the chaos was real and how much was performance. Number 10. Tula Bankhead, Booze, Scandal, and No Regrets. Tula Bankhead was known for her sharp wit, wild parties, and endless supply of booze. She once said, "My father warned me about men and booze, but he never said anything about women and cocaine." On film sets, she was rarely sober and often offended directors with her flamboyant behavior. She once showed up drunk to an audition and shouted, "Don't bother with the lines, I'll wing it." Her drinking was so excessive that she was banned from multiple stage productions. She reveled in her own chaos, lighting cigarettes with $100 bills and drinking gin until she passed out. Her final years were filled with hospitalizations and regrets, but never apologies.